team for what that's worth.
All right.
All right, let's move to the NFC real quick and get through the division so we can get to the meat and potatoes of the playoff picture. I'll start it out in the NFC East. It's always a dogfight. You got those four teams that always have a tight rivalry, but I think the Cowboys are the best team. I think that they have the best leader probably at quarterback. I want to say Donovan McNabb because I like him, but the Cowboys are just the best overall team here. They should run away with the NFC East. I like the Eagles to come in second because they still have enough talent on that team to be there. And the Giants and Redskins are both pretty awful teams. Eli Manning's really not that great a quarterback, and this year could be his last at starter with the Giants.
Yep, I agree on that Eli Manning's about 50-50. Cowboys are going to probably walk away with the division again this year. The Eagles, if Donovan McNabb can come back and play, it's going to be interesting. But still, I'm telling you, the Cowboys are going to be the team to beat in the East. What do you want?
Kyle's ready to explode.
You got the Giants.
He's ready to explode.
Wait a minute. You be quiet. Wait a minute. Well, let's just say I disagree. All right.
No kidding.
The Cowboys are okay. I mean, I think they're going to be lucky to make the playoffs. I don't think they're the top team in the East. I really don't even think Tony Romo is that great of a quarterback. They really don't. They have a weak defense. I mean, they're really not even that good. They're okay. I mean, the NFC is a really weak conference, so I mean, they're kind of a little bit better just because they play in the NFC. The Giants are going to win the division. I really think that Eli Manning is going to be pissed off this year. He's going to be ready to go. Giants win the division.
With what?
The Eagles, I'm sorry, they're never that good. Everybody's big on them, but they haven't been that good the last couple of seasons. Donovan McNabb always gets hurt. Now they don't have Jeff Garcia to carry them the rest of the way.
Who said they were good?
They've never really had that great of receivers. They lost Jeremiah Tryotter on the defense. They're not even going to be that good. They're not going to make the playoffs. The Redskins are going to be terrible.
Nobody said they were making the playoffs or that the Eagles were good.
I
just think that
the
they're the
Eagles are
second
good.
best team in that division.
I disagree with
That
that.
division beats up on
I
itself.
think the Giants are better than you guys realize.
What
I
they
almost
Manning's
blocked you
gonna
out
have a
there
good
for a minute because
season.
I know I tend to
Brandon
do that when
Jacobs
you start talking.
have you heard of him? Yeah, he's going to be good.
Oh, wow, the Giants are awful. They still have Tom Coughlin as coach. If they would have got rid of him and had somebody new in there, maybe
They
I'd
made the
make that
playoffs
argument
last
with you.
year.
And not
They
only
need some
that,
fresh
They
meat in
made
there
the
at the coaching
playoffs
position.
last year.
Tom Coughlin's awful.
They could do it again.
He's
Single-handedly
a
ruins teams.
running back killer.
You know what happens?
He did it to
Do you
Fred
guys-
Taylor, now he's done it to Tiki Barber.
What okay, you talked about the rivalry in this division. What happens with the rivalry in this division is these like 22 to like 20 games where like 3 touchdown passes to the same guy wins a game. These are weird games in this division, and the Giants could do things like that to Plexico Burress.
All right, let's move to the North.
In the North, I have the Bears, followed by the Packers. I say the Lions are going to be better than the Vikings this year because the Vikings don't even know who they have on offense. They got a few guys, but they don't really know who any of them are. And I'm really excited about Calvin Johnson coming in the league. I think he's going to do big things for the Lions. Maybe enough to get some interest for a trade here in the offseason or whatever, but
Finally a receiver that might pay off.
possibly. They keep picking them up year after year. They don't go for a quarterback like any smart team would. But the Bears, carried by the defense, is going to be good, and then the Packer offense is going to be.
They love Johnny Kitna.
No, you don't.
They love him.
No, I was going to say you love him. No.
Well, I kind of do love him.
I
because
still see him with that shaved head as a Seattle Seahawks.
I didn't
can't
want.
find anyone.
This is the worst division in football. First of all, can we get that out? The worst division in football right here. I think
Right
collectively,
now.
because
Right
I don't even want to pick the Bears to win it. Really, I don't want to pick the Bears to win
No?
it. But they're the most talented team, so
right.
you got to give them the nod. I like the Lions to sneak up into second place. I think they got a lot of talent on that team. John Kitna is good enough to get you in that 8-9 win category. That's all it takes in the NFC. The Packers are horrible. They got a lot they got a lot of injury problems every year after year after year after year after year. And no matter how many games Brett Favre tries to start in a row, it doesn't mean he's going to win them all. The Vikings picking up the rear, but they could be a shocking team. I could actually see the Vikings and Packers switching places there.
I just want to throw this out right now. I completely disagree. I think the Packers are going to be a lot better than you think.
Okay, well, anyway, Tavares Jackson, Adrian Peterson, Troy Williamson, your top 3 offensive players in Minnesota.
Yeah,
Anyway.
and they don't have anybody
They're good.
else.
But anyway, they're going to be one of the worst teams. They're kind of like the Titans that I was talking about earlier. They're going to be a pretty bad team. I still think the Bears are one of the best teams in the NFC because the NFC, like I said, it really isn't that strong. So I still got to go with the Bears in the NFC North. I think the Packers, like Josh said, are going to be okay. I think they're going to be a little bit better than the Lions. So that's what I'm going to go with there. I'm going to start off the next one.
Yes.
I'm going to go with my division,
Please,
the
go West.
NFC West.
Oh, you're going west.
And
I want this.
I'm going to go ahead and shock you a little bit right here. I don't think the 49ers win the division. I think the Seahawks still take the NFC West. I think the Niners make it very interesting, stay very close, beat them both times in the regular season, but don't win the NFC West because they have kind of a tough schedule this year. And I think the Seahawks win. 49ers are going to come in second. The Rams, mediocre. Cardinals, still a pretty awful team.
I never want to borrow your crystal ball. Although I agree with you. I like the Seahawks and the 49ers, Rams and the Cardinals in a shootout for last place, really.
Okay. I have the Niners and then the Seahawks with the Rams and then the Cardinals. There you go.
Nice.
The Cardinals could be an improved team, but really.
They might be a little better, but I still don't
They'll
think
win
they're
5.
better than the other teams in the division.
At some point, they have to get better, right? Or they're just because you
maybe
can't really
someday.
get much
They're
worse.
always the Cardinals.
They are the worst
Josh,
team
lead
ever
us into
in
the
professional
South, of which
sports.
ye are a fan of.
All right. In the South, I have the Saints taking that division hands down. I don't think anyone can seriously shut down Reggie Bush, and even if they do, they have too many weapons on offense to really stop the Saints and completely shut them down. Followed up by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think they're going to squeak around. I think that defense is better than people think. And I think the Panthers, you'll see David Carr start before the end of the season because Jake Delhomme needs to go home.
All right.
I disagree. I still say that the Saints are. I think the Saints are obviously the best team in that division, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now they're the best team in the entire conference. So,
Yeah.
but I don't think the Bucs are really as good as Josh thinks they're going to be. I think the Panthers are still a pretty good team. I think they're not going to be near as good as the Saints, but I still think they're better than the other two teams in that division, Bucs and the Falcons. Falcons, here we go again, one of the worst teams in the league.
All right, then you're going to hate this one. I'm going to go Saints. Obviously, I agree with you. Best team in the NFC until someone proves them otherwise, and I'm not buying that Bears win over them last year. I like the Panthers to come in second here. Still a lot of talent on that team, and I'm not really sold on the Falcons or Bucs being able to challenge them. But I do like the Falcons to be better than the Bucs. I think that there's a lot of motivation in Atlanta right now to do something because nobody looks at them to be able to compete at all. That should be good enough for 6, maybe 7 wins. That should put them in over the Bucs because really, other than this guy telling me all the Bucs information you could ever want to know, I really can't name Bucs players on my own. They're not a very good football team right now.
Not really. They're okay. I mean, they got a couple